Welcome to a Halloween special by yours truly. And as you can see by the title, J-Bond's Halloween. Let me take you to a story, a place of a young lad, a young man, who loved the game Red Dead, and who was always looking forward to playing it every day when he got home from work or when he woke up from a nap on his days off. On this particular day, here on Halloween 2020, the year that feels like a horror movie for all. But on this in particular day, our dear J-Bond wishes. Oh, he didn't play Red Dead Redemption 2. So, on this in particular day, our dear J-Bond decided to go home one day after work, got undressed, put his night clothes on, turned on his PS4, and said, I'm going to play Red Dead. And that's what he intended to do. But something was odd about this one today. He couldn't quite shake the feeling. As he was playing as Arthur Morgan, he intended to go back into Shady Belle after making some money for dear old Dutch. J-Bond just so happened to look into his left-hand side underneath the stairwell of Shady Belle. He saw what looked like a dress and a leg go through a wall. He thought it was a glitch or one of the women characters in the game. But he noticed there wasn't any door when he got close. He thought to himself, maybe it's a glitch. He tended to go outside to mingle amongst the other players in the game. He counted for everybody, and he's still trying to figure out, what was that? Who was that? He often wondered to himself. Well, a little bit later that night, he heard footsteps, sound coming from the downstairs. Sound like they were coming upstairs. Click, clack, click, clack, click, clack, click, clack, click. He couldn't see any shadows underneath the door, but the footsteps stopped at his door. He said to himself, I must be losing it. It has to be that. So he intended to turn off the game after saving it, of course. He went to sleep. So by the time midnight comes around, he hears a knock on his bedroom door. Knock, 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 knock. He knew for certain he heard that. He looked towards his TV to make sure the game wasn't on. And it wasn't. TV and everything was, well, off. So, what did he decide to do? He decided to wait and see if anything would happen. So, after he closed his eyes, had to fall asleep, he decided, you know what, maybe I am going delusional. Once that happened, 3 o'clock midnight rolls around, still Halloween. Then he had a sudden feeling something was over him. He looked up, and there it was. Dutch, Arthur, and Micah with button eyes for eye lobes, with blood coming down from the eye sockets as they looked over J-Bone and said, "That's 10 bones, boy." And then once the next day, on November 1st, his sister went into his room to see if he was up for work. But there was nothing. She's like, maybe he left. But she looked at the TV. It was on along with the PS4. And there was Arthur in the game riding a horse with buttons sewn into his eyes, blood's coming down from his sockets, saying, "They know, boy." And that, my friends, is the story of our dear old J-Ball on Halloween. So remember, kiddies and ghouls, don't be playing something on Halloween night if you're not prepared for the consequences that same night.